Hi, it's Sean, the Fluency Awesomeizer, and this is Decoding Multi-Syllabic Words, episode 40. Got 5 words I want to take a look at today, so let's get started. I want you to read these words right out loud when you see them. Good luck. What's this first one? And this. And this. That's a tricky one. 2 more. And this one. All right, question for you. Were any of those tricky to read? If so, I want you to keep watching. I'm going to demonstrate some great decoding strategies you can use when you're stuck on big unfamiliar words like those I just showed you. But first, I want to remind you of the fable, The Tortoise and the Hare, a really important moral. Slow and steady wins the race. That's great advice when you come to a big unfamiliar word like, well, unfamiliar, for example. You can think of these big words as races. There is a finish line, the end of the word. And if you come along to those words and you read like the hare and you want to get finished quickly, you might zip through those words too quickly and make mistakes. But if you read like the tortoise and you take it slow and steady as you're trying to decode these words, that patience is really going to help improve your reading. So keep that in mind when you're stuck on a big unfamiliar word. Let me show you some strategies you can use, starting with this one. All right. This is easily confused with another word I'm about to show you. So I'm going to break it apart with my fingers. That's going to be ek. That C is going to be a hard C sound, a K sound. Ek, lek, lekt, tick. This is the word eclectic. Tricky word to pronounce, definitely tricky to read. It has a Greek root, eklektikos, which means selective. And notice there's elect, something similar about both words, lect in the middle of that. Anyway, eklektik became the English word eclectic, eklektik. And notice those K's in the Greek word turned into C's in English. And this next word you might be familiar with. I'm going to break it apart though. Elect. There's the word elect. And trick. Yeah, this is the word electric. You might think the root of electric is elect, but it's not. It has nothing to do with electing. It also has a Greek root, elektron. See that KT? Elektron in Greek means amber, and that's the color of fire. So if you think about it, electric, electricity, fire. Elektron, that KT in the middle became CT when they made the English word electric from that root, electric. All right, the next word, really tricky because of this double C. What do you do with that? Let's focus on what we know. In the middle, this is the word scent. It's a money word, scent. That's a S, that C makes an S sound. Trick. Back in the beginning, that C can make 2 sounds. Do you know that? You should. It can make a K sound or an S sound. So it could be eccentric or eccentric. And this is eccentric. Eccentric is an adjective. And the double C comes from the Greek root ekentros. And in Greek, it's 2 Ks, but the English word is 2 Cs, eccentric. And those Cs make both C sounds. Ek, a K sound, sen, an S sound, trick, eccentric. All right, 2 more words real quick. Admonish. Is it shed? No, this is the word admonished. And it's a verb. The root is admonish. And you add an ed suffix to make a past tense verb, admonished. But you don't hear shed. It looks like shed at the end. You don't hear the syllable shed. You don't hear the E sometimes when you add an ED. There's 3 rules to adding an ED. Sometimes you just hear the D. But if you listen, admonished, you don't hear D. Actually, ED can sometimes just make a T sound, an extra T sound, admonished. And it does here, admonished. So look at it quickly because it's something to remember when you spell. Sometimes that T is an ED. And finally, this word is diminish. Is it shed? No, this is diminished. Also, the root word is diminish. You add an ed to get the past tense verb diminished. But you don't hear shed. You don't hear the E of the ed in diminished. And you also don't hear D. This follows that rule about ed making a T sound, diminished. So there it is. ED makes 3 different sounds. All right, it takes practice, but hopefully you know that by now. Diminished, 3-syllable word. That's it for today. Subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on Facebook for lots more helpful decoding videos like this one. On my Facebook page and my photos, there is an album full of great reading challenges that I've written that help you practice decoding big words and also awesomize your fluency. And if you haven't followed or liked or subscribed yet, search the Fluency Awesomizer and find me on YouTube or Facebook. Hope you enjoyed the video. Come back and see me soon.